afternoon, everyone. My name is Andrea Babington, and I'm also the Vice President from Toronto and York Region Labour Council. And today we are here, and it's really important just to see everyone here to show that our fight continues. And this is a special place that we chose today, because today we are in front of the Ministry of Labour office. And we're here because we really want to send a strong message to the government, the new government, and also to the Premier Kathleen Wynne, to let her know as well that as we continue this fight, it's not without cause. It's to send that message that we're going to continue fighting, and we want $14 minimum wage now. We're not asking for it in a year later or 2 years later. We want it now. What we're going to do as well, we also want to deliver a petition, 40-foot petition, and you'll get to see it in a bit. And this petition is very important also because it's about support from across Ontario, where people are saying, they can't be here, and some of you probably signed that's here, that they are standing strong and continue this fight as well. And also, what is important as well, last Thursday, people cast their vote. Thousands of people voted. And that vote meant that they were sending that message again to the Premier, that she needs to live up to that promise, that no one is left behind.
As Andrea said, I am here from the Anglican Church, but there is one of the common teachings of all faith traditions is that every human being has inherent worth, inherent value, and deserves dignity. If someone is working full-time, full year, and living in poverty, that is not dignity. That is not enabling people to lead decent and dignified lives. $14 an hour is itself only a start. We know that many, many low-wage workers do not work full-time because employers deliberately keep their hours just under the threshold where they would have to pay benefits. So there are a lot of other issues we need to deal with, but $14 an hour, which is what it would take for someone who is working full-time, full year, to be not living in poverty, is, you would think, at least a minimal start towards creating a province where every human being is able to live with the dignity that every human being deserves.
I'm a healthcare researcher at a community health center in Toronto that serves immigrants and refugees. For the last 10 years, we've been collecting evidence on how income and type of job impacts people's health. Based on this, I can tell you that there is now overwhelming evidence, both at Canadian and global level, that low-wage, precarious jobs and poverty has damaging, seriously damaging impacts on health. Minimum wage that is below poverty line is making hard-working Ontarians very, very sick. Shame! Health analysts at Statistics Canada, Canadian Medical Association, Ontario Medical Association, and Toronto Public Health all agree that poverty and low-wage jobs is the main cause of most illnesses that Canadians face, including heart diseases, stroke, diabetes, arthritis, several types of cancers, low birth weight, substance-related disorders, and mental health problems. These are also the very illnesses that end up costing our healthcare system billions of dollars every year and is skyrocketing our healthcare budget. In other words, any savings that are made in keeping the wages low, we end up paying heavily through our health and through our rising healthcare costs. It is a zero-sum game, and the evidence on this is clear.
Zelda, I'm a proud member of the Workers' Action Center and an active supporter of the minimum wage campaign. I'm here today to say that $11 is not enough. No, we can cannot live on $11 an hour. We deserve more. We need $14 now. Okay. Kathleen will promise under her watch, no one will be left behind. So let's start with a wage that will bring us above the poverty line. We need a wage that all workers can survive on. So what is that wage? $14!
A brilliant campaign you've been waging for the last year or so. You've managed to politicize this whole question of minimum wage in a way that nobody's been able to do it in the past. And I want to thank all of the organizations, but particularly the Workers' Centre, who's been at the heart and soul of helping to organize this campaign. I'm delighted to be able to align the labour movement with the minimum wage campaign, because it is absolutely imperative that the union movement not just only fight for their own members. It is very, very important that we begin the battle for pensions as well as for minimum wage. But listen, my friends, let us not forget that there's a lot of people in this province as well who are living not only below the poverty line, but think about those who are on welfare, who've had their benefits cut by 22%, and this Liberal government, by the way, did nothing in the last 8 years to close that gap for those folks. So let us not leave those that people on ODSP behind, because it all makes the same point we're trying to make here, is we've got to raise the rates for everybody. We've got to raise the wages, and we've got to raise the rates. And we have a government who's now got a majority government who have the ability to raise the minimum wage up to $14 an hour. And I also want to send a message to our own party that $11.50 and $12 an hour doesn't cut it either, my friends. We need champions. We need champions in Queen's Park. We need people who are not afraid to stand up and say that we stand with those 500,000 workers that earn less than the minimum wage, who earn less than $14 an hour, shall I say. We need our champions in the legislature not to be afraid and not to be embarrassed, to be able to stand up and say, you're damn right, we believe in $14 an hour.
I want to show you the huge 40-foot petition that will be delivered today. And so this petition has the names of people that are on the cards. These are some of the names that was on the cards that was delivered to the Premier with demanding an increase for the minimum wage of $14.
Tom Zack here, who's the Director of the Communications Branch of the Ministry of Labour, and he's here today to accept the petition.
Sure. My name is Andrea. I'm representing the Registered Nurses Association of Ontario, and we're here today because nurses are very concerned about the effects of poverty on health and the current minimum wage. It puts full-time workers below the poverty line. We'd like to see the government of Ontario raise the minimum wage to $14, thereby lifting more people out of poverty.
Hi there, my name is Alistair Woods. I'm the chairperson for the Canadian Federation of Students Ontario. We represent 350,000 college, undergraduate, and graduate students in the province. And we're here today because young people and students are ones who work primarily in part-time jobs, often multiple part-time jobs, paying the highest tuition fees in the country, graduating with $37,000 on average with debt. And we think that $14 an hour is not only good for students, but it's good for our economy.
Hi, I'm the Reverend Maggie Hellwig. I'm representing, in part, the Anglican Church. You may be aware that more than 50 Anglican parishes in the province of Ontario have passed resolutions calling for, in fact, not a $14 but a $14.50 an hour minimum wage. We're doing this because we know firsthand the cost of excessively low wages. We know that there are working people who come to our churches because they cannot afford food, because they cannot afford the basic necessities of life. It is not respectful of human dignity. It is not acceptable. It is not a situation that can be allowed morally or ethically to continue. So we are asking you to raise the minimum wage now. You have a majority, you can do it.
Denise Martins, I'm the Vice President of Young Workers for the Ontario Federation of Labour, and I'm here representing the Ontario Federation of Labour right now. And I'm here to let you know that Labour stands fully behind the $14 demand, as we heard previously from our President. And as a young worker, as the Vice President of Young Workers, I can tell you that this is not a glamorous request. We're asking to be able to pay for our bills. We're asking to be able to put food on the table. This is pathetic that we have to come out here and demand something so basic as being able to live above poverty. So we're here today asking for $14. It's not a huge request, and that's what we want. So I don't know what you're about to say or how you're going to respond, but anything below that is unacceptable, and I'm brutally disappointed at this government right now, especially as a young person.
Hello, sir. My name is Zelda. I'm a member of the Workers' Action Center and deep supporter of the minimum wage campaign. Right now, the minimum wage is $11 an hour, but workers, we can't live on $11 an hour. We have to pay like our TTC fare, which goes up all the time. We have to pay our rent, that goes up too, and food goes up too. And we have like children, family people who have children, and they can't even support their children. Can't even take them to the movies or on a vacation. So we're just asking for $14 an hour. That's not too much.
The petitions of folks who were here today and of thousands and thousands of workers across Ontario. Do you have anything to say?
I will make sure that the minister gets this directly. He's unavailable today. The minister's staff are just coming back, but I will make sure that I deliver this directly to his office.
Okay, so we've also requested a meeting from the campaign to raise the minimum wage, and so if that could be maybe one of the first things he does when he's in office, that would be brilliant. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So,
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
So you guys was amazing this afternoon, and so I think what we want to do is to turn the mic over to Mohammed, but just to say that as we turn this petition over as well, we're also sending that message that this is not the end. It's not about delivering the petition and go away. We are watching and we'll continue the fight. We'll continue to stand together to make sure that people are paid decent wages to have decent life in Ontario.
Cool. Check, check. Check, check. Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, technical difficulties. Yo, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? So, yo, I go by the name Muhammad Ali, the socialist vocalist, representing Los Licarios crew out of Havana, Cuba, representing Art of Work Music Collective, and representing Socialist Hip Hop, socialisthiphop.com. And I'm going to kick it off with a little track about precarious work. This right here is a new verse that I've only performed once a few weeks ago, so work with me here, you know what I'm saying? And it goes a little something like this. Money, they tell me to work for it. I'm dirt poor, living on a dirt floor, doing dirt and making dirt for it. Serving Canadians, she waiting, trying to flirt for it. Needing an operation, so she praying in the church for it. Selling Tom Ford, he can't afford for it. Trying to make a payment on a Ford Taurus. Bootlegging DVDs up in the store for it. Winter is coming, so he desperately trying to store for it. Riding the bus so he can try to bust for it. Double stiffing on the corner trying to bust for it. Until he holding out a Timmy's cup for it. Can't afford a coffee, so his hands he got a cup for it. They stay passing me by. Asked for spare change, gave me a pass reply. I said the kind of change I need is passion and drive. He drove off staring at me from the passenger side.